Josh, where the bass? Josh!
Where's the bass?
Off the Grid has officially been named Complex 2021 Song of the Year, and it is absolutely deserving of this accolade. This track took the combined efforts of 7 producers and 15 writers to create one of the most impressive songs Kanye has ever released, but it was not built overnight. Off the Grid began its life in July 2020 and was worked on consistently all the way up until its official release in August of 2021. By taking a look at each version and the differences and similarities between them, we can piece together how Kanye, Playboi Carti, and Fivio Foreign ended up with one of the best songs of 2021. Off the Grid was of course originally intended to be released on the July 2020 version of Donda that Kanye never dropped. The earliest version we have information on is Off the Grid version 1, which was most likely just the original idea for the beat with the simple chord progression that would stay with the song all the way until release. The beat was created by Kanye, 30 Rock, aka Sam Glode, David Ruoff, and Gilly, with percussion changes that would not end up releasing. The next version we have is Off the Grid version 2, dated July 18th, 2020, which adds Evax or Evan Mast produced drums that also would unfortunately not survive till the official release. This version includes a Pusha T reference verse for Kanye.
We off the grid, this for my kid. Everything we did for the crib did here.
Indicating that Off the Grid version 1 was solely the beat with no vocals. The final 2020 Donda Off the Grid version is version 3, which would add a speech from Donda West along with a brand new intro and outro following the Pusha T reference verse from version 2. This final summer 2020 version is suspected to have been intended for the 2020 Donda movie. Off the Grid, intended for New Year's Day Donda, marks the first appearance of Playboi Carti's feature on any version of the track, but still lacks the drill beat switch and Fivio Foreign verse from the official release. Still no trace of Kanye vocals on this version, which begs the question whether Off the Grid would have actually dropped on New Year's Day, considering it had no Kanye lyrics. Sometime between New Year's Donda and August 2021 Donda, Baby Keem was rumored to have recorded a feature for Off the Grid. This version of Off the Grid is not confirmed to exist, but is strongly supported by rumors, despite there being no other information besides the potential feature. Off the Grid's first known appearance in 2021 is also the first version since its creation in July of 2020 to feature Kanye vocals, with him doing a rough version of his hook from the released version. This first August version was played at the rehearsal for Listening Party 2 at Mercedes-Benz Stadium and maintained the Playboi Carti feature from New Year's Donda, but still lacks the drill beat switch and Fivio Foreign feature. The next iteration of Off the Grid added production from AOAA, aka Aswad Asif, and OG Volta, a writing and producing duo made up of Mark Williams, aka OG, and Raul Cubina, aka Volta. These 3 producers were likely brought in for producing the drill beat in the second half of the release song, as this version is the first appearance of the Fivio Foreign verse with the new drill beat playing throughout. This version also featured Playboi Carti ad-libs without his verse, which makes sense considering this version is basically just the drill portion. The first Off the Grid to hit the public's ears would be played on August 5th, 2021 at the second Donda listening party held at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. This version is similar to the version played during rehearsal, but was changed between the rehearsal and actual listening party to include a faster beat during Fivio Foreign's verse. The final Off the Grid version, prior to official release, was played at the third Donda listening party held at Soldier Field on August 26, 2021, and finally features the legendary Kanye verse towards the end of the song that would end up defining much of the song's praise and success after release. Besides the addition of Kanye's verse, this version featured slight changes in production from the previous version, but beyond that is almost indistinguishable indistinguishable from the release version. From just a simple 4-chord trap beat all the way to being named Song of the Year, Off the Grid is a shining example of why Kanye's methodical, slow progression of working on songs can end up producing near flawless art. It is especially interesting to see the addition of the drill portion during August of 2021, with Kanye bringing in AOAA and OG Volta specifically to help craft an aggressive, quick-moving beat. This track's long and drawn-out refining process is what helped create the masterful result we have